at Santa's house at the North Pole. And it was in the afternoon, and Santa was having a sleep. Now, he has so much to do on Christmas Eve night that Santa always likes to get a little sleep in the afternoon. Mrs. Claus was in the kitchen ironing Santa's suit. Suddenly she rushed into Santa's room. She says, "Are they in here?" And Santa woke up. She said, "Who's in here?" She says, "The elves. Do they not realise what time it is?" Santa looked at his watch. It was 4:30. Santa says, "Dear blessed Mrs. Claus, I didn't realise it was as late as that. Is everything ready?" "Ready," said Mrs. Claus. "Indeed it is not. Those elves, I don't know what's wrong with them this year. They just don't seem to be working at all. They're spending more time out playing in the snow and messing around. Half the things are not ready yet." Just at that, there was a rap on the door, and in came the elves. Pickles was first in, and he came up to Santa, and he says, "Santa, it's been great out there today. It's been snowing all day, and we've had such fun. We've been up and down that hill 100 times on the sleigh. We've been building snowmen. We've been rolling in the snow. We've been having snowball fights. In fact, we are so tired, I think we need a rest." And Santa says, "Rest? You want a rest? You've got no chance. There's a big shed out there. It's half full of bikes that need put together, toys that need batteries put in them. There's a sleigh to be polished. There's reindeer to be fed. Everything has to be loaded. How do you think we're going to get all that done in the time that we have left?" And the elves just went, "Don't know, don't care, we're away for a sleep." And they turned and they walked out through the door, leaving Santa and Mrs. Claus standing there, absolutely amazed. Mrs. Claus didn't know where to look. The elves just didn't do that. Every year the elves had everything ready, weeks and weeks before Christmas. But this year, nothing was ready. Santa was raging. He jumped up and he says, "That's it! I've had enough. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Christmas is cancelled. See if I care." Stormed back into the room, sat down on his chair, kicked off his boots, put another log on the fire, lifted down his book, and started to read. Poor Mrs. Claus didn't know where to look. She couldn't believe it. Santa never got on like that. Santa never got grumpy. He was always smiling, always making sure that everything was ready for the boys and girls. What on earth was she going to do? She had to do something, because if she didn't, the boys and girls were going to wake up on Christmas morning and there was going to be no presents. Suddenly she had an idea. She crept out into the kitchen, and in the cupboard she found a box with all her important papers. She reached in and she lifted some papers out of the box, and she crept back into Santa's room. She crept round behind his chair, and as he was reading, she reached over his shoulder and she slipped her bits of paper in between the pages of Santa's book. Santa read on, and when he came to the bottom of the page, he turned over the page, and all the sheets of paper fell out onto the floor. Santa reached down and he picked one up, and he started to read it. And as he read, Mrs. Claus could see a little smile on Santa's face. Then he read another one, and the smile got a little bit bigger. And the more of them he read, the bigger the smile got. Mrs. Claus could see the grumpy old Santa disappearing, and the happy smiling Santa coming back. You see, all Mrs. Claus's pieces of paper were really letters. Letters from boys and girls just like you, all around the world. Some of them thanking Santa for great big presents. Some of them thanking him for tiny little presents. But all of them thanking Santa and Mrs. Claus for something that had made their Christmas really, really special. Suddenly Santa jumped up. He says, Mrs. Claus, Christmas is far too precious to allow a couple of naughty elves to spoil it. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get in touch with everybody we know who has helped us all through the years. We're going to see if they can come and help us get ready for our deliveries. So Santa got on his mobile phone. Mrs. Claus got on the computer. She sent emails to all the animals. Santa sent text messages to all the birds. And Mrs. Claus got on the Facebook and sent Facebook messages to every scarecrow she could think of. And before you know it, they all started to arrive at Santa's house. There were horses and there were ponies, and there were goats and there were geese, and there were ducks and there were chickens, and there were robins, and there was every kind of scarecrow you could imagine. And they were all coming rushing to Santa's house to help him get ready. Mrs. Claus got them all sorted into little groups. One group went off into the forest and found the reindeer. There was another group and they brushed the reindeer and fed them. Then there was a group polishing the sleigh, cleaning the harness, sorting the presents, wrapping them, packing them into sacks, and a great big group at the end, loading everything onto Santa's sleigh. And before you know it, they had all the presents loaded up, and everything was ready for